All right, it was the kind of game we needed. I thought the first thing that we did coming in this game, our guys were really focused, and we changed our routine of how we got up and got ready for a 12 o'clock game. And you got to really get your eyes open and wake up and get going. Our coaches did a good job. Our players accepted the challenge, and we came out of the blocks. And that's what it takes when you play a 12 o'clock game. We played well. I thought even we emptied the bench, and we played well. All our guys, especially on the first units, I thought we competed. We looked good in some areas. They don't do a whole lot. You know, it's just unfortunate the situation that those kids were put in today. And I'm gonna say that I hate for that to happen to any kids. You know, you fire a coach in the middle of a season, and you see what you get, and you don't hurt anybody but those kids out on that field. And I wish them the best. Danny he's got his hands full the next 3 games, and those kids played hard, but you can just tell they weren't focused, and it's just an unfortunate situation that hopefully that doesn't happen a whole lot, and you cheat those kids out of a second half of a season. 9.8 yards a play, that's a lot of yards, and we were able to get the ball down the field. We were able to run it. I thought that it was a unique deal for Shaq to break the record here at home, and you know, when you break a record at home, it really makes a difference. For the families there, the fans get to see it, and as I just told the team, that's a unique deal to happen, to break a record like that that's been around here for a while. So he's got several more games to add on to it. He's going to catch a bunch more. We wanted to get out of the way here at home so he could really relish in the glory here at Nippert Stadium. Defensively, we played hard. We tackled well. I thought at times we gave up 125 rushing to one player. Most of that was on the second and third team, where we didn't tackle very well, and we had some young linebackers in there that didn't fit their gaps the right way. But again, it's just good to get everybody in there. We rested most of our starters at least a half, and gives us an opportunity now to probably get to work on the next game tomorrow instead of waiting until Monday or Tuesday. So got a big game next week, and we'll talk about that a little later on. Questions?
Did Shaq, did you ask him if he wanted to come out like all the other guys?
Once we got to halftime, we saw he was only a few away. We were going to get it out of the way, and you always keep your fingers crossed. It might be a situation where you would. I had second thoughts about it, but to do it here at home, he would have at least broke it next week there in Houston. But your family's not there, and the fans are not there, and I think it's a better moment when you're at home. So we worked to get it out of the way, and again, he played well today. He finds ways to get open, and we ran a couple of new plays for him to help him, not just to help him catch the passes, but help us win the game. So it worked out pretty good. Did what?
Did Hayden end the competition?
To end the. No, we're going to keep. I tell you, I think it's making both of them better, because I've really seen a change in both of them, eager to go out and do well in practice. Of course, Hayden threw that ball over the middle, and he didn't read the backside safety on the interception. But it's hard to argue with a guy that went 15 for 15. Gunner was 15 for 15 in a college football game. That's hard to do. He didn't have the Christmas on some passes. He underthrew a couple that he'd like to have back, but usually underthrown deep balls are in your favor on offense anyway. But his percentage was obviously being 100% was out of sight. We'll still have competition. We'll go at it next week and see what we have to do to get better. But I like the situation we're in. We were going to leave Gunner in longer, but once we got 21 points ahead, I thought it'd be good to get Hayden in and give Gunner the third quarter, and it worked out pretty good. Hayden has got to keep getting game time. Practice time is one thing, but game time is another.
Did you clear the bench? Did everybody play?
Yeah, we cleared it. Pretty sure everybody played. I scoured the bench several times. I was looking for you, Tom, but I couldn't find you. Yeah.
Have you ever in a game, do you remember you didn't punt?
Did we not punt today? No, I didn't. I've had games where we didn't punt. Yeah, that's kind of unique, but it's a situation where it means you're playing pretty good, and I'm sure our punter didn't bother him any not to punt.
You said open things up Johnny getting back to full speed and that would stretch the field for you?
That's huge. You know, and just talking to Chris on the sideline, he came over and told me, Coach, can you tell I'm back? I said, I can tell you back today. Because Chris has not been himself, but he looked much, much better today. He looked better running his routes. Even when he didn't throw the ball, they were having a tough time covering him on his routes. Johnny obviously gets better and better. Kiel, he was probably 80%. We played him a little bit, but it was good that we pulled him out. You know, just bruised ribs, but he'll be fine next week. He was. It's going to help to get him back because we need that outside big threat on the outside, especially in the red zone.
Can you describe the situation that you're in the conference as a whole?
Our situation, what we're in, the situation we're in?
Yeah, well, just kind of wanted to hear a little more about the thoughts going deeper into the American Athletic Conference. We got 3 or 4 more games to finish up.
Yeah, you know, we got 4 games that we're going to score a lot of points. If you look at our schedule down the way, everybody that we play left is going to be able to throw the football or got a real elusive quarterback. So we're going to play better on defense, but our offense we got to be more consistent in terms of being able to run the ball better. We got to control the ball. I like how we're hitting long plays, and those are good. That loosens the defense up, but we just got to be able to understand going into these next 4 games, it's going to be a lot more competitive in the front 7, and so. You know, I'm excited. You know, we're playing good, and we're getting guys back that are healthy, and our defense is getting more, I'd say, defined in what they're doing. They're working better together, communicating. We didn't have a busted coverage out there today, and we ran a lot. We ran a lot of things on defense, even though that, you know, to the naked eye it doesn't tell, but we ran a lot of different coverages, a lot of different fronts. Different combination coverages just to make sure these young guys understand, hey, you have got to communicate and you've got to get lined up right. We can't afford to turn somebody loose like we did in the BYU game. I mean, that's a killer. And so these guys have had 4 or 5 games now, and they're not freshmen anymore, and they're getting better at tackling, and they're playing more aggressive, and we're not grabbing people on pass interferences. We're not, you know, we don't lose our confidence. So both sides of the ball, we're playing better than we have all year. We're a better football team. But, you know, we're going to have to prove it next week because we're going to play one of the better teams we play all year next week on the road.
Is this a chance to kind of erase some of that bad taste from Temple and Memphis? A game you feel like maybe you should have or should have won, and now you get Houston the other.
Yeah. Yeah, you never get those back. You know, it always leaves that taste in your mouth. But we had the same thing last year. You know, I don't know, what we lose 3 early, and then we reeled off 7 straight. You know, and we accepted the challenge last year, and we got a better football team this year. We're better overall in most areas with depth. So that's going to help, knowing that we're going to play a top 20 team next week that's got a lot of firepower. You know, and we've had problems every year we play this offense. You know, but it is what it is. You know, we've got to go and play on their turf and see if we can play better than we played last year. It was a heck of a football against them, and it'll be the same thing this year.
I was looking at that UCF team, kind of a sobering reminder of how quickly
you can go down.
Yeah.
You know, it's and most games they've been in this year. Last 2 weeks they've just, you know, something's happened to their psyche. But again, you know what happened this week. They had no focus at all after what had happened. So, you know, you just hate something like that happens to kids, especially the seniors that are on the team. They'll be gone. What they're going to go through for the next few weeks, that's going to be the remembering thing of what they went through. They're not going to remember that they're one of the top and best teams in the country a couple of years ago when they beat a good Baylor team in the Fiesta Bowl. You know, hopefully we can get away from all these things that happen in the midseason and do it the right way.
Got a quick look at that stat line. How's that read to you? 15 of 15.
I mean, it looks pretty good. I didn't know it until after the game, until I talked to Kaz about it a little bit. I mean, I had a lot of good plays from my wide receiver, so, I mean, offensive line gave me a lot of time to get rid of the ball, so all the praise and glory goes to those guys.
How important to get them the record to go?
Oh yeah. Had to get my guy the record for sure. So I'm just very lucky to have played with Shaq and to be his quarterback and get him the ball, man. I mean, he's a do-it-all kind of guy. and I'm really proud of him. And it was a big night for him.
Shaq, how determined were you to get that today, do it at home?
I mean, I try not to focus on it a lot, but at the same time, there's a lot of people talking about it. I know my family, it was big for them to get it here, that they can be at the game instead of at Houston. So I guess it was kind of big, kind of important. Once I got close to it, I know a lot of the receivers kind of start getting in the coach's ear and things like that. Like, we got to give them the record at home. So I really appreciate it.
How much does getting that mean? I mean, everything you've been through here, and now we get the all-time leading receiver.
It means a lot. Like I said earlier, that kind of feel like it leaves my legacy here. I mean, I started in kind of like at the bottom and now kind of finishing at the top. So I definitely just thank God for everything that he put me through, because it made me who I am.
Carter, defensively, the offense gets a lot of attention, deservedly so, but how determined were you guys today to put up a 0? You didn't quite get there, but maybe comment on how the defense played.
We actually talked about that earlier in the day, and we were really determined to get it. We started rotating guys in a lot, so we were keeping legs fresh, and we just played together, and it really turned out well for us. And I think it opened a lot of eyes that we're a really physical defense and we can go and compete with anyone.
How's the defense different now than, let's say, maybe a month or so ago when giving up so many yards and points?
I would say the difference is just how well we play together. We do a lot of extra time, like we'll go watch film, and we spend a lot of time together just to develop that bond and that relationship that we can depend on each other. So that's how we just do it all together.
You got a lot of young guys out there. Is that, how much of a factor has that been in getting better?
It's a factor, but everyone's growing together, which is really good. All the young guys, they listen to the older guys, and we just learn game by game. So there's always room for improvement for us.
Kind of as well, she's played the last 2 weeks. Is it kind of important to get more of a rhythm? Because I mean, early in the season, it seemed like, well, it didn't seem like, you obviously were going back and forth with Peyton. How important is it to put a string of games together when you're playing like you are?
I mean, it's huge. I mean, to finally be back and playing again and get into a rhythm is a great feeling. I mean, it feels great to finally be back out there playing and being out with my guys and just being out there and supporting them and just being a good captain and a good player. I mean, those, I'll do anything for those guys, and I mean, they come first for me. So, I mean, I trust the coaches and the plan and what's going to happen. So, I mean, good things are rolling right now. We just got to keep on pushing and performing the way we are.
How important is it to start getting Chris and Johnny and eventually Mikhail back to 100%, having those guys that can open up the perimeter so you can do more?
Oh, I mean, it's huge. I mean, but then again, we have so many guys that can come in and play that role. And, I mean, our wide receivers are the whole heart and soul of our offense. I mean, there's so many of them, and they're so good that it's so easy for the quarterbacks like Hayden and I to go in there and just throw it up to them. I mean, we'll throw it up and they'll go get it. So, I mean, it's that easy. And I mean, it's fun. It's a fun offense to play in.
With how well you guys are playing right now, with the big game against Houston coming up next week, can you just reflect a little bit on the missed opportunities against Memphis and earlier on in the season? But when it comes to the games.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough to go back and look at those games, but I mean, we're a type of team that just leaves all that in the past. I mean, it's done and over with. I mean, we've learned from our mistakes, and we're going to keep growing as a unit and as a team, and it shows. I mean, our offense is clicking, our defense is clicking, special teams is clicking. We look really good right now. So, I mean, that's all we really care about right now is the future and what we're doing right now. So we're just going to keep on doing what we're doing.
Feel like maybe a chance for redemption to get to Houston, top 20 team, maybe kind of take that bad taste away from Memphis and Temple?
Oh, yeah. I mean, Houston's a great team, and that's going to be a great game, and we're just going to take it day by day and see where it takes us.